there is enormous demand for apartments in the Czech Republic or Prague specifically. And where there is demand, there is scammers. So let's today discover together the biggest and most common rental scam in the Czech Republic. First, I must say that the scammers are getting better and better. Like 5 years ago, you could easily, immediately tell that it's a scam. Today, not that much. Since I'm very active on social media, I see this all the times. Like I've just paid someone a deposit and they stopped replying to me. I've spent like 2,000 euros for deposit and first rent, and I have no keys, no apartment, nothing. I see it all the time. And that's because scammers are getting better and better. So let's prepare you for that. Let's discuss how it goes, how the scam goes, so you are prepared and you don't get into this trap. First of all, it starts with a good offer. It doesn't have to be a perfect offer. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be obvious that it's a fake offer. You know, it's usually just a little better than standard, so it attracts enough people, but it's not like too good to look scammy. So that's one thing where the scammers are getting better. So it's no longer too good to be true. It's like it could be true. It's good offer, but it is still realistic. So that's number one. Then you usually exchange couple emails with the scammer, and they look like normal emails, like basically emails you would be writing to a real landlord. And that's another tricky part, because again, 5 years ago, even just a couple of years ago, you could easily tell it was a scammer since the very first email. Now it's not like that. You can exchange even couple emails before you get to the point that they will need from you something, want from you something. So they ask you about your family and who would be moving there and all this. So it looks like a real person, real landlord asking. Unfortunately, it's not a real landlord. At some point, they will ask you to pay, you know? And at that point, you have not seen the apartment, you have not seen a contract, but the main thing is that you have not seen the apartment. And they will reason it by different stories. The stories are slightly different every time, but generally it goes the way. I already once went to Prague and I was showing the apartment, or I wanted to show apartment to some people interested, but they never showed up. So I spent so much money on the flight tickets and I wasted my time. So now don't go to Prague, but I will be happy to send you keys or arrange someone in Prague to go there with you and show you the apartment. Now that they're becoming creative, they also have they can be two people working together. So they will tell you, okay, there is one person living in the apartment, so I will arrange it with them. They will show you the apartment, everything. But the point is that they claim that they are living outside of the Czech Republic. So that's why they cannot go there in person. Again, different stories, different beginnings, but often the story is that they bought the apartment for their daughter and then she got pregnant and then she moved somewhere else, and they just are looking for someone to take a good care of the apartment. There are different variations of that, but it goes like this. And then at some point, they will ask you to send money before they show you the apartment. And they will tell you, okay, we can transfer the money. I of course understand that you are worried to send money to someone, so we can do it through Airbnb, for example. Airbnb allows you to deposit money. I will not be able to touch it until you see the apartment, until you see that everything is fine. And then they will send the money to me, so you're completely safe. Obviously, it's not like that. Airbnb doesn't offer a service like that. It's a scam, obviously, but they sometimes have other ways of securing the money for you, but it's always bullshit. The easy solution for this is just not send money to anyone before you have seen the apartment, before you have seen the draft of the contract, and before you have checked the basic things, like that the person who's speaking with you is really written in the land register as the owner of the apartment, and other things like that the lease agreement is, for example, according to a Czech law and everything like that. I know that sometimes it can be tempting because like you're under pressure, you need to move into new apartment like immediately because you cannot find anything or you haven't been able to find anything for many days or weeks. I know that the offer might look very, very good. The story can also feel realistic because they, as I mentioned in the beginning, they exchange even a couple emails with you and they ask you about personal things and you can ask them and they reply. So it's now more like a real conversation, but it's not. One simple golden rule is don't pay anyone anything before you have seen the apartment. Because then there is no way back. You have no money, you have no keys, you have no apartment, and you are in the same shit as you were before. So definitely don't pay money to anyone before you have seen the apartment. Ideally also before you have seen the lease agreement or at least draft of it, and unless you have checked that everything is fine in the lease agreement. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you liked the stream, please consider watching some of my other videos.